This is TWiT.
Jeff Bezos is moving on up to the chairmanship. He's going to spend more time with his money. Were you shocked when you saw this?
Yeah, I said, whoa.
Amazon
I thought it was a big deal, but
they had a fantastic quarter, best ever.
Mm-hmm. If you had all that money, you finally dumped your wife, you got a hot bod, and would you want to deal with regulators? No, you want to go enjoy your interests.
Is that what happened?
Play with satellites.
Well, all right.
You want to deal with the Washington Post.
He's going to.
Why would he?
He's going to step down later this year, replacing himself with the head of Amazon Cloud, AWS, Andy Jassy, who's been with Amazon for a long, long time.
Which says everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, cloud's where it is
This is
at.
not a retail company. Retail's gravy. Retail's a sideline. Retail's just a little bit of thing we do for the fun of it to learn how to
Ben
do it.
Thompson's Stratechery was really good on this. If you haven't read it yet, stratechery.com. That's exactly, he said, Amazon's never been a retail company, you know, and
Right.
this just makes
It's
that.
always been a data and logistics company.
Yeah. I mean, Bezos said what he didn't say, what problem can I solve? He said, Stratechery says Bezos started with the solution and looked for a problem. The solution, broadly considered, was the internet. And he said, what business can only exist on the internet, so that there's no brick and mortar competition. And he said selling books, because there's 2.5 million books. The largest bookstore in the world can only hold 175,000 books. So there are actually over 3 million books worldwide in all languages. So he was able to get 2.5 million books in a virtual bookstore on the internet you couldn't compete with, because no one's got a bookstore that big. But that was a logistics problem. It was a data problem, and obviously he's a genius. The question is whether Amazon can continue to succeed. Now, I saw some people say, maybe even more cynical than moi, that, Jeff's still going to run the company. He's just now out of the eye of regulators, the SEC, investors, all the people who are annoying, so he can manipulate the levers behind the scenes, and Massey gets to sit in front of the cameras, where Jeff, I think, has never been comfortable in front of the cameras. Does that, do you think, make sense, Stacey?
Yeah. Again, I would like.
Will he still run the place?
I don't really think he needs to. Remember, up until the pandemic, he was pretty, I don't want to say checked out, but he spent a lot of time doing strategic thinking.
Right.
And, he
doesn't want to do day to day. Yeah.
And that pulled him back in. And then if you look ahead and you're like, God, this regulatory quagmire is coming. Geez. I mean, take his money and run.
He made a lot of money in the pandemic. His personal fortune went up significantly. So
he's going to spend it on like space rockets and newspapers. I mean, sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said in his announcement. He said, I want to work on Blue Origin. I want to work on the Washington, whatever it is, the Post.
Washington Post, right?
Washington Post, thank you. He mentioned some other businesses that I didn't recognize. I guess a charitable enterprise.
But here's the question. So is he like, as a personality, is he like Larry and Sergey, that they really have pulled back and they're fine? Or is he going to keep his finger in?
Well, that's interesting, because I think you can make a case that Google has not been as googly since they stepped aside, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Amazon has had wonderful processes, I would say. So I think Andy Jassy will do a good job in the infrastructure and the management layers around that have been built up over time. Amazon has a very distinct culture, and you don't stick with Amazon unless you buy into that culture. And so I don't think we'll see a huge deviation from, the culture.
Well, and as Ben Thompson points out, Jassy is not an engineer. He's a business guy. He's an MBA, as is Bezos. Bezos came from a hedge fund. So...
And Jassy is legit.
Sounds
that
like
man
the right move.
He understands what's going on. He understands the Amazon business model. He is cold if he needs to be, and he will get stuff done. He's like Bezos in that.
So should I keep my imaginary Amazon stock?
Yes, keep your imaginary Amazon stock. Although this news should have no impact because really we're just playing a big shell game.
As we have agreed now, apparently.
Yes.
Does Amazon have a dividend? Hold up.
Amazon probably does. I don't know. A lot of tech companies don't. Apple for a long time did not, but changed their tune.
Never paid a dividend. And actually, Amazon usually runs close to.
Nope, never.
Yeah, they don't. They don't even try to make a
money.
profit a lot of times. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. I was like, the words are escaping me, but I'm making the strike thing.
Yeah. Amazon. We should mention that at least halfway through the pandemic, Bezos was making $13 million an hour, which is slightly below minimum wage. Shouldn't it be $15 million for billionaires? I think it should be. Yeah.
Microsoft pays a dividend.
Yeah. No, older
Because
tech.
Microsoft's an old company.
Yeah. Apple, traditionally tech companies didn't. And then I think Apple and Microsoft and others started to because they realized we can't, there's a lot of reasons for it, a lot of pressure.
Apple got kind of forced into it. Microsoft, I think, was more popular by having a dividend than it had been.